Hello everybody out there in YouTube land, Noodle here, and we're back! Yay! We're back inside! Sorry, I took a little bit of a break. I went to go prepare me a hookah for lighting, and it took a little bit longer than I thought it was going to be, but that's okay. Then I'm going to go ahead and start laying down the interior of the roofing here. I just want to see how this looked. I think it's going to be okay. Yeah. Okay, so to carry on with my story, when I was in high school, and this is now we're in high school now, Gabriel was still with me. He was a good friend of mine, and then we ended up, like I said, there was a friend of mine that I knew from middle school who did not get into his high school of choice. He also got sent to that high school as well. We kind of reunited, and we're going to go ahead and call him... let's call him Mike. All right, so Mike and I, Mike, Gabriel, and I all became like the fucking three amigos. Like, no shit, like it was us all the fucking time, and that was cool, man. Like, it was a great time for all. During this time frame, I also met who I then considered the absolute love of my life, and we'll call her Debbie. All right, so Debbie and Mike. I gotta remember those names. I'm not gonna remember that shit. Anyway, Debbie was a girl that I was absolutely infatuated with. From the moment that I first saw her, I thought she was probably the sexiest thing in the entire world. I just needed to get to know her better. And I was in high school. I was a really awkward kid. I don't really know how to describe it, but I will say that I am not one who was like the player. I was not like the guy who had 1,000 girlfriends. If you're looking for advice on love, dude, don't fucking come to me. Like, seriously, I'm probably like the worst that you could ever come up with. Mostly because I'm not afraid to admit on YouTube that I think in my entire life, I had to sit back and take a count real quick. I think in my entire life, I think I've realistically only ever had 3 girlfriends. 3. And that's including baby girl. That's not really including, that's not like including one night stands or anything like that. I've had plenty of those. But as far as like somebody who I can say I was in a relationship with, yeah, I think I only ever had like 3 girlfriends, realistically. Oh! Oh, you little son of a bitch. Fucking spiders. I'm not ashamed of that fact. It's just that I was awkward, man. I was fucking weird when I was younger. In hindsight, it was really just fucking sad. I was depressed all the fucking time, and to me it was an endless cycle of depression. And that was, I was depressed because I was lonely, and I was lonely because I didn't have a girlfriend, and I didn't have a girlfriend because I was fucking depressed and nobody wanted to put up with my shit. I was always kind of lovelorn, and I was chasing the girls like fucking crazy, and it was just really just an awkward fucking mess for everybody. In fact, I think I can raise this roof a little bit. Yeah, I think I'm going to. It was just an awkward mess for everybody, all parties involved. Not the highest point of my life, let me tell you. And none of that really changed. But Debbie, for whatever reason, became the center of my infatuation. And I thought if we could be together, it would be fine. Like, we became the bestest of friends. Yes, Noodle was friend zoned almost immediately. And I thought, it's fine, you know, I'll wait it out, because in all the movies that we've ever seen, it always says that, hey, you know what, the nice guy, the patient guy, you know, he gets his in the end. He really does. And I'm not gonna, you know, I'm not gonna rock the boat on that aspect. It'll happen in time. We're destined to be together. So going through high school, blah blah blah, never really had a girlfriend. My first girlfriend was this chick that was in high school when I was in middle school, and she did not want to proclaim that she was my girlfriend. Basically, she was looking for like a fuck buddy, and I lived in the same neighborhood as she did, and that was basically it. And of like the group of friends that we were in, I put up with her shit the most. Once again, because I was looking for love. She ended up stealing a bunch of money from me and stuff like that, but that's besides the point. So that was girlfriend number one. Girlfriend number two happened a little bit later. I'll get into that like right now, actually. So anyway, I ended up confessing to Deborah, and I was like, hey, I love you. I always have. I know we're just friends, but I want to be with you forever. And this was like my senior year, I think. So this is like 3 years of me following her around like a fucking puppy. And she did pretty much what I thought she was going to do, and that was give me some lame ass excuse why she couldn't like me or whatever. And it hurt. It hurt really bad. And for anybody out there who's ever been rejected, like, dude, like, I'll never make fun of you. Like that, it's fucking terrible. And dude, I'm not kidding you. At the fucking moment that she gave me that lame ass excuse why we couldn't be together and why it would never work out between us, I ran off basically fucking sobbing, trying not to cry because I was like on school property and I didn't want to like create a scene or anything like that. And no shit, at that fucking moment there was another girl there who I thought she was cute. I did. And I don't know, she was cute in a tomboyish, like a girl who's kind of got a black eye, kind of cute. And I liked her. I thought she was pretty okay. And as it turned out, she really liked me a lot. So much so that she asked me right then and there if I would be her boyfriend. And I fucking lost it. I told her no, I couldn't be with her. Like, she asked at like the wrong time, which dude, she really did. Like, it was terrible timing on her behalf. I just got my heart crushed, and then you want to turn around and ask me this. It was like, fuck you. If you were there 10 minutes earlier, I probably would have saved my confession for Debbie, and I would have just went with this chick. Yeah, girlfriend number two was the girl, and basically she was a fucking rebound. I told her whatever the fuck she wanted to hear just to make her happy, and just so that way I can like fuck around with her a little bit. But I mean, for the most part, I would not say that she was anything serious whatsoever. Like, I don't even remember her name. I don't remember lots of people's names now, but it was just it was never going to happen between us. And I think at some point she kind of realized this, and we ended up separating, going separate ways. But I never did forget the trauma and the horribleness of being rejected by Debbie. Anyway, you would think at that point I'd be the smart man and just fucking drop Debbie out of my fucking life forever. And in fact, I think we're done with this roof. I think we're done. I fucking don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. It's because look, this is why I've been walking around looking at it. Look, see how it hangs off over there, but then there's like no real hang off over here. There's like a slope that goes up, but no slope that goes up on this side. God damn it, I'm gonna tear this shit down. This is gonna ruin my entire building. But this is like the bullshit that I have to deal with when I'm like building buildings, because I don't exactly know how they're gonna look until I basically fucking get done with them, and then by then I'm like, oh god damn it. So sorry about this delay, and I thought we were done with this roof, but I want to get it right, so I'm not like living with regret about this. Okay. So anyway, one would think that I would just dump Debbie out of my life, but I didn't. And in fact, it only made me want her more. And we ended up graduating from high school, and then I did what everybody knew I was going to do, and that was I just joined the military. I joined the military when I was 17, and in fact, the joke that I always have is I had the worst fucking luck. Like, my luck was so much shit that I ended up having good luck for the rest of my life, because all of my bad luck ended up being spent on this one moment in my life. And that was, I enlisted in the United States military during the week. It was on a school day. I had went and did my tests. I went ahead and signed all my preliminary paperwork, and then I went to school. And I remember the recruiter dropped me off at the school, and we were listening to like his CD or something on the way there. And when we ended up getting to school, I was like, okay, it's such and such time. I'm supposed to be in my science class. No worries. I go to my science class. I kick open the door, and I was like, hey, guys, guess what? I just joined the fucking army thinking I'm going to be Mr. Billy Badass cool guy. And everybody's watching TV. They turn to look at me. And I look at the TV going, what the fuck are they watching? It's news. And I get to see the second fucking plane hit the World Trade Center. Yeah. Or the Twin Towers, I think. Right? World Trade Centers? Twin Towers? So yeah, I actually enlisted in the military on September 11th, 2001, at like 5 in the morning, prior to the terrorist stuff. Terrible fucking timing on my part. It really was. At that point, I mean, I really could have just not gone to the military, but at that point, I was like, fuck it, I'm committed. We're doing this. And yeah, so that was my shit luck in joining the army. Anyway, so going back to my tale. So I ended up going into the military, saying goodbye to all my high school friends, and ended up going in, and I quickly realized that, remember I kind of told you I was kind of snobbish? I didn't actually realize the full extent of how bad I was. I was a fucking whiner. And I mean the worst kind of fucking complainer there is. Like, I complain and bitch about things now, but this was nothing compared to how I was. Oh my god, I feel so much better about this. Okay. Sorry about that, like, delay, everybody. I know I keep apologizing about it, but I needed to fix this roof. It would have drove me fucking crazy. There we go. That looks a whole heck of a lot better. And I really don't mind it, like, sticking out back here, because that's sort of like the funnel point of the house, and I think it looks nice like that. Yeah. What was I gonna say? Oh, I need another staircase right there, actually. Anyway, so I joined the military. I ended up going into psychological operations. For those of you that don't know what that is, that's a really big fancy word. That means that I did propaganda. I did a lot of what we call pro-American, anti-enemy propaganda. Basically, I learned how to make people do whatever the fuck I wanted to do, or I wanted them to do via like radio advertisements and billboards and stuff like that. We never targeted anybody from the United States, so don't freak out. But it was still like, it was really cool. I liked my job. I'll be honest. Oh, I suppose that that would have happened. Okay. Look, there we go. Look, it's all good now. It's all awesome. This is still open, but that's fine. That's like a nice big eating area. I think I gotta make the kitchen back here actually. So anyway, so I did that, and I was in the military for 9 years, and for all of those 9 years, I kept in contact with Debbie, and during about halfway through my tours, she ended up going through a really rocky point in her relationship. We did actually end up getting together, kind of. We ended up fucking a few times in high school. She bet me that if I didn't lose my virginity by the time I was 18, she would pop my cherry. And as it turns out, through no fault of my own, because of the no girlfriend situation, I did not actually ever have intercourse until I was 18, and that was because of the bet. You guys can be like, oh, Noodle, you're a fucking loser. I popped my cherry when I was 12. Good for you, dude. Good for you. That's awesome. But to me, it was just, I was so concentrated on getting some that I never enjoyed my childhood. So I hope you enjoyed yours. So anyway, so yeah, so I mean, like, we had gotten together like a few times beforehand, and then she ended up getting engaged to my friend. I forgot what the fuck I named him. Herbert? Did I name him Herbert? Abear? Rodney? I don't fucking remember what I named him. She ended up getting engaged to him, and they were going through like a really fucked up point in the relationship, like really bad, and she ended up cheating on him with me. I'm not overly proud about it. I never claimed to be. I feel kind of shitty. Although he had kind of stopped being a good friend at that point. Like, we really didn't like each other all that much. There was all kind of external stimuli for that, being that he had a disagreement and arguments with a lot of our mutual friends, and the mutual friends stuck up with each other. I went with the side of the other friend, and some of our friends went with the side of him. So, I mean, it was not like there was any kind of love lost, but I don't think he ever found out about the affairs, even to this day. Hence why I'm using covert names. I mean, I'm sure if they're listening, they can figure this shit out really easy, but I don't need a third-party personnel to be blabbing my story out and then throwing their names out, and then they inadvertently hear about it. The odds of that actually happening is astronomical. It really is. But whatever. Strike knows who the hell I'm talking about. He knows very well, along with a few of my friends, but they know that these kind of events have already transpired, so I don't worry about them knowing about this. Anyway, she ended up having a really crazy affair with me for a while. Like, she moved in with me for several months, and we lived together, and it was nice. It was nice. I'm not saying that having an affair was nice, but imagine years, dude. Years. Like 4 years of high school plus, I don't know, maybe like another 4 or 5 years in the army. So that's like 9 years that I've been lusting and craving to be with her, and all of a sudden, hey, it happened, and that's awesome, and it was everything I could have ever wanted, or so I thought. As it turned out, we weren't really that compatible. After all the fucky was done, which, don't get me wrong, it was amazing, it was nice. It just, there was nothing there. There was no substance. There was no love, and I think that's what I was craving the most. I needed love. I needed a connection. I didn't need a fuck, because I mean, at that point, like, I had already had one night stands, prostitution, and all this other stuff. Yes, Noodle went prostituting when he was younger. It's a guy thing. It is. But it was just sort of like there was nothing there. What I constitute it, what I claim it to be, is the fact that when, sorry, I'm smoking my hookah. When I first met her, we were compatible in almost every way. We really were. And I fell in love with her then. And then, as it turned out, she changed and I changed. We changed. It happens when people get older. Your priorities change. You grow up. And the thing is that I still loved her, but I loved her. I loved the girl who I originally met. I didn't love who she turned into, if that makes any sense at all to any of you guys out there. And because of this, we were just incompatible, man. It was just really, it was a fucking volatile relationship is what it was. And had it continued, it would have ended up very bad. Like, fucking terrible. During the time, we had a mutual friend of ours. She had actually introduced me to said friend, and we hit it off really good. Now, this friend that she introduced me to was smoking hot. I'm talking fucking babe-alicious. Like, I would have given my left testicle to have ever slept with her. No shit. Like, fucking stupid hot. It's fucking ridiculous how fucking hot she was. She was like half Asian, half something else, like half Japanese, half something else. Like, she had all the best of both worlds rocking. And she was a complete gamer nerd. In fact, she got me to play DDR for the first time, and I ended up losing a bunch of weight. We were DDR buddies, but we never actually slept together. We never had sexy time, ever. Not once. And I admitted to having an affair. I admit that I've never fucking slept with this chick in my entire life. Not to say that we didn't ever, quote unquote, sleep together. And that was, we had often shared a bed together because we would take naps together. It was a weird sort of like brother-sister relationship, and it was probably the only time that I can say that I've been friend-zoned, and I was absolutely fucking fine with it. I really was. There was no kind of harsh thoughts, no fuck this bitch, you know, nothing. Like, if we were still friends today, I would be more than fucking happy. Even if, like, we never had any kind of sexual contact, I would have been completely fine with it. She was just that awesome. Anyway, there was all kinds of accusations that we were sleeping together, and Deborah got fucking psycho, like fucking crazy, and it scared the piss out of both of us because there was a lot of blackmail shit that could have happened either way, and it could have gotten really bad. But as it turns out, it didn't. Deborah ended up disappearing into the folds of my life. I ended up keeping contact with her and keeping this vain hope that perhaps maybe she'll turn back into the girl that I fell in love with a long time ago. By the time I got out of the military, it never happened. And here I am several years later, and I've chased this girl basically my entire fucking life. Half my life, at least. And I'll be the first one to admit to everybody out there that I'm fucking happy that we never got together. And still, I was a fucking depressed goddamn train wreck this entire time. Because, like I said, I only ever had 3 girlfriends, and 2 of them were in fucking, one in middle school, one in high school, and I never had one in the military. You're going to hear a lot of military recruiters be like, oh man, vagina's so easy when you're in the army. And as it turns out, no, it's not. Some bases, yes. Fort Sam Houston, if you're ever fucking deployed to Fort Sam Houston or stationed there, dude, the male to female ratio is like 10 females to every 1 male. You're getting laid, doesn't matter how ugly you are. However, I was in Fort Bragg, North Carolina, and in Fort Bragg, the male to female ratio was 10 men to every 1 female. So every single girl that you've ever ran across, think about it, every restaurant, every waitress, every bartender has already been hit on by at least 9 other motherfuckers. It was terrible. So I didn't even bother to try to seek a relationship in that kind of environment at all. Like I didn't even fucking try. It was pointless. That, and it was like, it's got one of the highest STD counts in the nation, believe it or not. And the women there are like, when you first meet a woman and the first questions out of her mouth is, what rank are you? Are you airborne? And she can figure out how much you're getting paid by the questions she's asking you. And based off of that pay is how she's is if she's going to sleep with you. That is not the kind of relationship that I ever wanted to be in. So I did kind of abstain from having a relationship at that point. But I was also still chasing Deborah, or Debbie, or whatever the fuck I named her, as well. Now, I think I'm going to go ahead and cut the video here. I think I kind of rambled on enough. When we come back, I'm actually going to get to how I met Baby Girl. So yeah, there we go. This is a very long story, but I feel like you guys are actually going to get a good grasp of like my viewpoints and my ideas and my thoughts on this subject. I don't know if that makes any sense or not, but here we go. The thing is done. I made this Strikes Ice House. I'm going to go ahead and tear this down because we are going to go ahead and name this the Winchester. Through somebody saying, hey, I should name it the Winchester, so I'm going to go ahead and name it the Winchester. I just named it Strikes Ice House just because that's what it was. I'm also going to need a name for the restaurant. I don't know what it should be. I'm just going to name it Strikes Place as a placeholder until you guys can come up with a proper name. But here we go. Here's the inside. We got a few tables that the people can sit at. It's not a lot, but it's kind of a deli counter. They can come up here and get their meals, and then of course there's places back here to go ahead and cook said meals. I should probably make a chest or two in order to keep the food fresh, if you will. So I'll go ahead and do that. I'll knock down some of these things. I didn't even think about that until right now. There we go, and there we go. All right, so there we go. Restaurant is finished. It is a finito. I think what I'm going to work on next is I need to go get some more wood. I need to go get some more supplies. So I think we'll go out and frolicking and go gather resources for a little bit, and then come back, and then I'm going to start working on the store right here. I love this overhang. I really do. I think I might actually push the roof up by 1 block, just so that way it's not like we're not scraping our heads getting in here. I do like the store layout, but I think we're going to go ahead and add some shelving units or something in here to make it a little bit more store-like and less like a fucking house or something. But yeah, there we go. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for listening, and I will catch you all on the next video. I guess I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.